Welcome back to the Sea Champagne Radio Show. Welcome back, Who fans, Zak Starky fans, for God's sake. We are glad to have you on this wonderful day here in studio number 1 today. And the main reason that we are in studio 1 is because there is no studio 2, 3, or 4. 1, that's all we got. And speaking of that's all we got, now we get to the Who, which, you know, I gotta do this. I gotta do this right here because, you know what, Daltrey's 81, something like that. They're all like almost 80 years old. I don't know exactly how old they are off the top of my head. It escapes me. But for them to be able to walk on stage and play at the level they're playing at is spectacular. But I want to get to this Zak Starky Who drama because there's more to this story as things are coming out, and here we go. Oh wow, man, you forgot something. Hey, well, that's true. I did forget something. I forgot to say hi to everybody, and I also forgot to say welcome back, I Love Music Army, my internet musical global family of friends on this channel where I read every single comment, and I'm excited, thrilled, and actually wondering, actually, what you got to say about this. So we all know about the Zak Starky firing thing. You know, in case you didn't, I'll briefly just say it real fast. He was fired from The Who. Then they came back a couple days later and say, no, you're not fired. Then everybody's happy. Pete Townsend shares pictures of him and Zak hugging and all this love, love, love. We love Zak. He's the best, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then more stuff comes down. 2 weeks, two, like as in peace. How you doing? 2 weeks later, they come back. The story leaks out that he was told that he needed to say he quit. He gets fired again, but then they say, well, you got to come out now and say you quit. That you weren't fired this time, you quit the band. Okay. He didn't want to do that because it was a lie because they fired him. And on top of all that, now it comes out that, you know, in a conversation between Zak and Roger says to him, mate, you weren't fired, you were retired. Retired? Here's a guy 80 years old saying he's going to retire him. He said because he has other projects and things like that. And then when Zak reminded him that that stuff was over, that he's completely available now to move forward and focus entirely on The Who and the rest of this tour, Roger Daltrey replies with one simple word. Oh. Really? So Zak comes back and he says, you got to love these guys. The mind boggles. And he was just absolutely stunned at what Roger said. Like, this was like, oh, gee, I wow. And then on top of that, we have Oasis getting back in probably one of the most anticipated reunions in quite some time, coming back. And Zak Starky, who was the drummer for 4 or 5 years, 2004, 2008, somewhere in that area, they decided, hey, we don't want to bring Zak Starky back. They decided to go with a studio musician, Joey Waronker. Now, he's a highly respected studio musician, and I can only say that maybe, just maybe, in Zak's defense, whom I think Zak is a great drummer. That's just me. I know a lot of you out there may disagree, and that's fine. Everybody's got their opinion. That's why we have a comment section, and that's why I don't turn them off, and that's why I read every single comment. I love the interaction. But back to Zak. Boy, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. Here we go. All right, maybe Oasis said, well, he's going to be tied up with The Who, and, so we can't invite him because he's got to do all this Who stuff, And that's why Zak Starky is out of a job right now. 29 years he spends with The Who, and they say, well, you're retired or you're fired, but you got to lie about it. And then, wait a minute, the whole drama thing. Can you even imagine what Zak Starky must be going through? And, Zak Starky, like I said, whether you like him or not, he's box office. That's what he is. And I don't think there's been a tour more aptly named than the Song Is Over tour when it comes to The Who. Pete Townsend says it's like flogging a dead horse and this band is going on for too long. Are they even going to make it to North America? And, I mean, it just goes to show you that loyalty in some people is tremendous in music. And then in others, it's not, for whatever reason. And let me explain. You look at Rick Allen, loses a freaking arm, and Def Leppard says, I'm going to stick it out. That they're such close friends. And Zak Starky, obviously Ringo, The Who, the whole thing, they grew up together. They were around. They watched this kid be raised, and now they're firing over something that a lot of people say was a sound man's fault. I personally didn't hear anything wrong with Zak's playing. Now, I did see a couple comments, people talking about he was off, he didn't do this. I didn't see it. I didn't see some wild tempo thing. I didn't see it. And now, it's just a damn tragedy here. And it's got me upset. I had to make this video. And that's why I do this show when I get upset, because I'm so passionate about music. I love talking about it. I love seeing what people have to say about certain situations that arise. And that's why we have the I Love Music Army. Join us. Our internet musical global family of friends would love to have you, where I read every single comment, and I'm done commenting today on Zak Starky. I mean, it's red, 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 red. Red flags everywhere from the Steve Champagne Radio Show. I'm going to try to get in a happy mood, maybe get me an ice cream on a boiling hot Florida day. In the meantime, keep the music playing and the good times rolling. We'll see you next time.